Well, this is probably going to be an ongoing project. Uh, my mom's going blind, and I've been helping her a lot in her kitchen. Uh, and she had this spatula, and the handle had broken. So this was my grandma's. She's kind of nostalgic. So she wanted to do that. She also had this knife, and the knife had a hollow handle. This side was still intact. The other side had broken off just forward of the screw, and yes, it was a screw, just forward of the screw right here. And it was hollow, and so every time she washed it, it grew some real nice funks under it. So I told her to stop using it. She got another knife. But, well, it's just I don't even know if it's showing up, made in China stainless, it says. I don't know, it's not a great knife, although it's got a nice fill. The shape of the handle's nice. It's an 8-inch chef. It's an okay knife. It had a rotten handle. But I'm going to see if using this piece of hickory, which was actually left over from when I redid her kitchen. I don't know if you can see it, but I've traced out the handle. I'm going to see about getting that clamped so I can cut it. And I did some calculations. I'm not sure if they're showing up there in pencil. The overall knife with the tang is just over 3/4 of an inch, 0.752 inches. Use the micrometer. The overall thickness of the piece of hickory that I'm planning to use to make the handle is like the identical, but hopefully I can cut it once and then rip it and not take out more than the thickness of the blade, which I can't remember. I know that the handle itself was 0.49 or something. Well, let's look and see what the thickness of the blade is. .65 thousandths of an inch, and I should be able to do that if I can find a bandsaw, which I don't have. But going to try to make replacement handles for both with this one piece of hickory. This was how the handle is. It's actually a very short tang on this spatula. This actually looks, I don't know what, it's fairly fine grain, but I don't know if it's oak or not. But I'm planning to use this hickory. It's not quite as fine a grain, but got the wood, so that's what I plan to use. Well, this will be ongoing on this project, but this is a start. It's August 9th. We'll see how far it takes me to get it done. Oh, the spatula actually used brass rivets to take them out. The hollow with the solid pounded together to crush to hold its handle on. And like I said, the knife actually had screws with nuts. It had a plate on the 6 plates, so we're gonna have to do something different when I do the new one. One thing I did notice, put the micrometer on the holes here are 1.125 inches, and the holes here are 0.145, so that'll make a difference. I did look this morning. I can get the rivets, but they're not brass. I'd have to do aluminum. And if I can get the .145 on aluminum, I might do that again for the spatula. It's grandma's, and I'd love to do it brass again, but that's that. Not sure how exactly I'm going to do the knife itself. I was told when I went to the hardware store that a lot of people just use a brass rod and then they epoxy over it and polish and sand and grind everything back down. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I was going to possibly buy the rod that they do have brass rod, and buy the brass rod and then pound it, which is just the way I would prefer to do it. But we'll see how the project goes, but something I'm working on. I just checked. It's about 5:15 in the evening. I don't have a shop, so obviously don't have a bench. So I made a makeshift setup using the sawhorses and some lumber I had. I'm going to see if I can do this and not have the camera be in my way. But I'm going to try to cut this handle, and then we'll go from there. I have a coping saw, and it definitely has a thin enough blade to split the two pieces if I can get it. But for now, we're going to try to get the shape of this handle. Well, I think the blade's dull. It's not my saw, but it's working, just slow. Smells good. I think it's burning though. Yeah, it's definitely burning. I'm leaving this a little big on purpose. I don't want to make it too small, and I can always use a file or a rasp to bring it down. It's got about a 1/16, maybe a little better, 3/32 that I've left on the top. This just was hard getting started. I'll take that down a little bit more. But I do want to, I'd rather have it be a little proud around the tang on the blade than have it have to cut twice. And yeah, this blade's in pretty bad shape. Might have to find another one. I'm gonna look for another blade. I'll be back. Well, I can't find the blades of the person that it's their saw. I don't have a saw. I know I have blades somewhere. Not sure where though, so I'm not even going to attempt to look for mine. So I guess I'm going to run down to the local Ace Hardware and see the helpful hardware folk. Well, ran to Ace, and hello Bella. That's my dog Bella. Got some blades, wasn't sure what I was gonna get. All they had were Bosch. Ended up with this multi-pack metal or wood. Then I got back and go to change the blade, and the tool isn't with the saw, so I had to go find my Harbor Freight hex key set. Can't get this open. Oh, well, that helps. Open it from the right way. Guess I probably should have looked at what size that was, but it looked right and it fit, so we're good. I'm thinking I'm going to go with this basic wood. It's a finer. This is the 119 BO. Saying 12. We'll see how it works. Just an interesting footnote. This is just a cheap tool, but it actually has a keeper for the blade hex wrench that's not there. I'm gonna leave that run while I pick up a bit. Got some water out now. Sweating too much and not drinking enough. Okay, back to cutting for a bit. Much nicer. See if we can clean up this back piece here, get it closer to the line. Oh yeah, that'll work. I have files and rasps to get this closer, but I'd rather have more than not enough. While the makeshift bench is good, I gotta move things because my clamps are too close and I can't finish those cuts. Well, I'm not real worried about this stock. Figure might as well treat it a little nice. Since I may use it for something else, I will probably cut the other handle out of this same piece if possible. But back to this one for now. On this, I want to leave it, not complete this cut, because I'd like to turn it vertical and try to do the rip cut. Unless I can find a bandsaw to do that on, I'll probably be doing it with my coping saw. And it'll be nice to have more to clamp it than just the stock itself. I'm going to go back and try to trim this better since I got a better blade. I'm just chuckling a bit to myself. I told Shaylee at the local Ace that I was making a YouTube video of this while I was doing it, and she just kind of looked at me funny. So, gonna give her a shout out just because she makes me smile. She's a hoot. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do for now. I've got to clean these all up, get it sanded a little bit smoother so that I can get a line on there for the rip cut that I'm going to have to make. But, gotta find a tool or two. I also have to put a few away. Take care, everyone.